That's 101 Fellowship Crew. What is up today? It's week two. The live crew went over distortion. We talked about baseline. We talked just working backwards. We talked about the Word of God, how important it is to read the Word of God, and what is the Word of God like. And we talked from Psalms 119, 105 through 112. The word, the Lord's word is a lamp unto my feet. So, quick recap, but straight to distortion. So I told the team I would do the video today and not use the regular video. So first we're talking about baseline a little bit. So we have this sound right here. I'm using Tone 2 Gladiator. Kind of a buzzy sound in the midst of the beat. For baseline, we talked about first finding what key it is in, and keep my kids in the background. So this is the bass key, bass note, which is that's so my, step, half step. different programs call it different things, but essentially it moves the notes. It moves the notes to the right things. You might get you in trouble. So you can see that these notes right here are a little bit off. So it didn't hit exactly on, but hit it. Set my quantize, to note. This is not so mechanical. I don't know. Normally, quantize these they keep not randomized, but more natural sounding when it's quantized. Less perfect. If I were to take the swing off, see, now all the squares are the same. But we don't want that because they're mechanical. Oops. That's even crazy. It's on 16th note resolution, meaning there are should be 16 of these lines for each bar. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So, right? Or you can do 4 times 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. So there's 16 subdivisions of these lines. What quantize will do, or note beat correction will do, is move these notes to the closest line. See? So you see it shows that. Let's see if it sounds right. Let's see what happens. Oops. Go back. Give me my note back. So let's look. Oops. One, twos. Yep. You hear that coming in too early. So move that one to the back one. So this one to move back. So I was like, that sounds too monotonous. Another thing you can do is, I forget the technical name of this, but pretty much, will drop or raise, you know, the increments. So if I raise the second one to an octave up, there we go. So what I did there just now is I varied it. You can either drop it or raise it up. Just kind of adds a little pop to it. So even though the original note was originally played at this C sharp, is that right? Yeah. I just moved it up one octave to that one. It's the same note. It's just an octave up. Here's another one here. But I like that one. So thing I showed was how to use the pitch wheels, the modulation wheels. So on this keyboard, you have the modulation wheel and the pitch wheel. That'll change the sound. Add little bitty change ups to the sound by manipulating that. And if you didn't have a MIDI control like I just showed you, if you didn't have a MIDI control, you can actually just draw it in too. So you'll see the screen here and say modulation. You would just draw it in. I wanted to change up. I'm just randomly changing it. Let's see what happens. So you don't need a keyboard to do that, a MIDI keyboard to do that, but that's another way you can add a little bit of pop to the sound. But today we're going to focus on distortion. So I already have this distortion plugin on it, so let's listen to it without it. There you go. Here's what they're on there. It has a little buzz to it. See, it sounds smooth like this without it, but when you add everything, all the other sounds to it, it just causes it to stand out a little bit more. That little bit of distortion just causes it to kind of sit a little above the mix a little bit more, but still within the mix. So that distortion will help you kind of make the sound more pronounced within the context of the rest of the mix. So that's one trick you can do. You can also use distortion for things like kick drums, guitars. Like a lot of especially electric guitars use distortion. Bass guitars use distortion. Lead guitars, bass guitars. So let's look at the kick. Let's try it on the kick. Let's see what happens. Alright, there's no distortion on here. So for this one, I would add I don't think I tried this one before. Stereo track. I'll it's way too much. But we can, yeah. See, it's just a little lower without the distortion on there, but it just adds a little bit more oomph to the overall sound because it's not relying on big drivers to push deep bass, but it's having harmonic. I think it's harmonic interplay with the distortion sound to make that work. So listen to the sound we can try it on. Let's try this synth, see what happens. I already have a step filter in it. Let's do with some more distortion. Bit crusher. Oh, what in the world? Sounds like Simon Seek and say. Let's see. So on the synth sound, the synth sound goes, and then the step filter makes it go pop 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 pop. Well, this distorter, Bit Crusher, made those little pop sounds, pop 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 pop. The syncopated kind of rhythmic part of the sound kind of just pop a little harder. You can kind of have it add just enough distortion, buzz, sound, distortion of the sound to kind of make it just stand out. And I kind of just mixed it in using this. Like at 100%, not so much, but as I brought it down, it just made it more pronounced within the mix. Yeah, nah. So you can kind of see how useful distortion can be with that. So we just use distortion on the bass sound that we added to the beat, right? The kick drum, and then that buzzy synth sound. So yeah, just play around with it this week. Try to add some distortion to one of the beats you're making on, and one of the sounds on the beats you're working on, or a project, and just see what happens when you use distortion. It's pretty fun Don't overdo it. Just you want to just add, you just want to add just enough to bring something useful out of the sound you're working on. Sometimes you can add distortion to an overall mix, and that will kind of have a nice overall tone to a sound. We can make something sound old and like it's playing through an old transistor or an old radio. Like there's all kinds of things you can do with distortion as a tool or just as an effect. And you have to understand when you're using it and why you're using it. In the cases I showed, it was used kind of as a tool to bring sounds above the rest of the mix, but still not distracting. But also as an effect, right? Just the sound of the gritness to it added some character to the sounds as well. And it's always done to taste, to what sounds good. And now, as you go throughout the week, listen to music that you hear on the radio and see if you recognize distortion on someone's vocals or distortion on the guitar, distortion on a bass or a kick drum. Distortion is one of those things that will help your kick drums kind of pop a little harder sonically in things like earbuds when they don't have big drivers to push real deep bass. So sometimes a little bit of distortion on that will kind of help you represent the low harmonics of that bass that you would normally hear on big speakers in little speakers or sound devices such as earbuds. So anyways, you all have a blessed week. This is Chris, number 7 Sounds Productions, Music Production 101 Small Group. Peace. God bless you.